You just started again, didn't you? And
Yep.
you just couldn't keep anything in. So
They just seem to be getting worse.
yeah, I thought, right, we need to see a doctor.
Right, dash. This was a dash up the road.
You'll find out why.
Find our way into Palenque for a bit of a stay, and then we come across here somewhere into the ruins and then back again.
So today didn't go, oh, tired now. Today hasn't gone quite to plan. Well, it's gone to plan as in we're in this place now and it looks absolutely fantastic
This
and
is
quirky.
amazing.
It's amazing.
There's a monkey in a tree up there.
Yeah, you can't see them.
You won't be able to see it.
You won't be able to see them, but those dark bits just there are monkeys. They're apparently howler monkeys and they make a right racket at night, and then in the mornings they come down to just down here and you can feed them, and I'm so excited to see what's close up.
I feel like I just need to sleep, actually.
Probably do.
Maybe I do.
Right, so we'll get in our cabana in a minute. Oh, don't vomit on me. I'm going to twirl away in the jungle. No, stop following me. Twirling away. Twirling.
Well, that's faster than she's moved in a long time, including on the bike.
This is the cabana. Looks really nice, and it's wonderful. It's all open, but it's all mosquito netted. So no mosquitoes. Why do you keep your door shut? Apparently, no mosquitoes can get in because they have lots here. Apparently at night time. So we've got a little hangy rail, bed each. Got a fan. Move the air about a bit. Absolutely brilliant. That's the view out the window. I don't think you can beat that really, can you? Bad to worse today. Honestly, I've just cut my head open because there's a low slung shelf and it's that height. I didn't even see it. It's in this kitchen what I had to use. So I'm now bleeding. A nice little gash in my head. Can you see that? Anyway, I think it's alright. Stop bleeding. Yeah, that's just the wrong height for me. The man came in very apologetic, very panicking. I said it's fine, it's stopped bleeding. But I'm so much taller than all of them, so she's put up so she can reach it. If it's any higher than that, she's not going to reach it. So it's only less than head height for me. But anyway, there we go. I need to watch where I'm walking. That's the answer to that, isn't it?
The last hotel was great. We'd had a wonderful evening the night before and just finished breakfast, and it was too quick to have anything to do with breakfast, but without getting too graphic.
You needed the loo.
I needed it quickly and I needed it more than once. So we already had this place booked. Not that that necessarily matters, but I said to Izzy, right, we need to hit the road, we need to get there, I need to get there. So I said, right, come on, we got to go. So then Izzy says, oh, hang on a minute, I just need to go to the loo.
And I felt really nauseous, but everything was okay. I just felt really nauseous.
Everything was okay. So then we had a two and a half hour ride
from Okosingo to here in Palenque.
To here, yeah. And on a fantastic road. It was a nice road, the main road. We were going to take the dirt roads, but we said no, we've got to get there as quick as we can.
Straight down the road. We only stopped once. Didn't get off the bike. Stopped once for me to have a drink. You didn't have anything.
I didn't even have a drink of water. I dared.
Didn't even want to get off the bike. I said, I've got to have a drink. I'm just dying of thirst. So I had a drink and we just carried on again. So literally only stopped the once. We should have stopped more often for me to get fluids on, really. But we just cracked on down here.
I couldn't stop. I didn't want to. I didn't even want to stop that once.
No.
It was a great little road.
We discovered the road on our Overlander about a month ago, and it had lots of warning triangles about this, that and the next thing. I thought, oh, maybe avoid that road. Completely forgot about it.
We did.
Didn't look again. Oh, that's miles away. We were like way up in Mexico at that point. Promptly forgot. Self reset.
And the warnings were true. We came across 2 unofficial roadblocks. The first one was a rope across the road with nice pretty flags on it. They had stopped. Yes, they had stopped a coach and they were desperately trying to sell the owners of the coach whatever produce they had.
It's either maize or bananas, couldn't tell what it was.
The rope was down on the floor enough for us to ride over. We had 2 local cars behind us, and we just kept going. Didn't think anything of it. A few more miles down the road, another cars were flashing us and what have you and warning us for something. We came around a corner and there was just a single lady on her own holding on to one end of a red rope. Yeah, she had a rope across the road. Again, luckily for us, it was actually on the floor. She almost looked across the road into the bushes as if to say, should I lift it or not? Thankfully, she decided not to because we were going at a reasonable pace. So we went through and the 2 cars followed us.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably just begging for money. That's the normal thing that happens.
Yeah. But then of course we got back and then we got
an email.
We got an email from from the UK government giving us an update, and this road has now appeared on the red list.
They stop and ask you for money, you give it or you don't. That's up to you what you do. But
yeah, but I had heard some people who were refusing to give money and then end up getting robbed, getting beaten up and robbed.
Okay.
So
maybe, I don't know.
2.5 hours later, we got here.
And it was only midday, but maybe
it
half
wasn't
past
even
11 even, perhaps.
11 in the morning.
It was still morning.
And of course we rocked up and they said, well, the room's not ready yet. And I said, that's absolutely fine, just show me where the toilet is. And yes, that started.
It didn't stop really.
No. About 2 or 3 days.
48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours of no food, as much water as we could drink, but as soon as I sipped a piece of water it was...
So that was Monday. Tuesday morning you really weren't well.
The reality is last night neither of us really got any sleep at all.
None.
I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I really couldn't allow myself to go to sleep.
You were in a bad way, weren't you? That was towards the morning, wasn't it?
That was
about
towards the
4
morning.
onwards, yeah. But we were just in too much pain. The stomach cramps were keeping me awake. And it was just...
Stomach cramps and visits to the loo.
Yeah, and I'd also whacked my head and cut it open on a shelf yesterday evening, so that wasn't helping. And I've never seen you that ill, really. And I said, I'm not happy with this. It's not normal just eating something that's disagreed with us or something like that. This is just... You were really quite a bad way without being graphic about it all. So I came out to the owner and said, we'd like to see... Can you call a doctor? We'd like to see a doctor. So, oh yeah, we'll get you to hospital. I said, no, we're not going to hospital. I just want to consult somebody. So anyway, an ambulance turned up with two medics in it, and lovely guys, lovely guys. You staggered out to the outside table here by the house.
Yes, and, I had quite an audience, didn't I? Because they were feeding the monkeys at the same time.
Yeah, feeding the monkeys at the same time.
So it was quite an audience.
Yeah. Anyway, they took your vitals and gave us both a litre of water with the electrolytes mixed in, and also gave us I took a picture of what I needed to go to the chemist and buy. So the owner very kindly then took me up to the chemist, to the pharmacy. I got what I needed. We came back and we kind of felt a bit better on Wednesday, didn't we? We had nothing to eat. I was sick also on Monday night. I was actually physically sick when we got here, but then we didn't have anything to eat then until Wednesday. And we were trying to sip water. I was managing to sip a bit, but again, for some reason I just couldn't, and you were just bringing it back. So,
well, not bringing it back straight through.
Well, yeah, we then had some just boiled rice on Wednesday night because we did feel better. We had a banana midday, and that stayed in. So we had a little bowl of boiled rice each in the evening, and then you just started again, didn't you? And you just couldn't keep anything in. So
they just seemed to be getting worse.
Yeah. So Friday, I thought, right, we need to see a doctor. We got a taxi up to the town and found a clinic to do some blood tests. They said, oh, you need to see the doctor first. Saw the doctor, took your vitals. One thing we must just put in here.
We must. It was
Carl. Always, since I've known him for the last 10 years, for the last 10 years, always since I've known him, you've been on the verge, and every time we've gone to the doctors, we've argued, no, he doesn't want statins, we'll do it by lifestyle, don't start him on statins, because I think once you start them, it's very hard to be able to come off them. I said, no, you don't want to be starting on those. So it would go up and down a little bit, your blood pressure, wouldn't it? But it's always high.
And every time I went to the surgery, it would always be high. So it was diagnosed I had white coat syndrome, and I would end up doing my own blood pressure readings at home over a period of 2 weeks, emailing them into the surgery, and then they'll be happy that they were kind of borderline. But that's okay.
And they were quite high, but not high. Yes, they were. Didn't figure
so of course we're in temperatures of pushing on 40 degrees. It's 80% humidity.
You haven't eaten for a week.
Hadn't eaten for a week. Just walked up a flight of stairs, feeling well stressed. And she said, right, we need to do your blood pressure.
So as she's doing it, I'm typing into my phone. He suffers from white coat syndrome, so it may be quite high. And as I showed her the reading, or she took the reading and wrote it on her hand, and it was like,
wrote it on a piece of paper.
Like 110/80. It was the best you've ever had. And I went, oh, okay, just ignore that.
So that evening I sent a message to my old boss and said, look, this is what happens when I leave work.
So, lifestyle change. It is good for you. Although we weren't eating at that point and you were ill, it is actually good for you.
Yeah.
That's the positive out of some of this.
Then we went through to see the doctor, and with the use of Google Translate and everything else, it was diagnosed that I need to do the blood test. I was going to be put on serums for dehydration, and so then he went to type his notes, and I have to say this was fantastic. He had a really old looking, and I'm talking an old looking Victorian typewriter sitting on the desk.
It was absolutely brilliant.
He started tapping away on his typewriter to fill in the sheet.
Me and the nurse are busy conversing rapidly through Google Translate on our high-tech phones, and he's writing out the thing. It was absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Absolutely brilliant.
So
you went back downstairs, had your blood test done.
Then I was put on the drip, and I had the multivitamins while I was laying there in the nice air-conditioned room. Izzy had to go out and get some cash. That was an interesting story in itself.
Yeah, the cash only payment, slightly unsure about that, but anyway, it is what it is, and it was fine. We got seen, we got what we needed, which is the main thing.
Yep. So diagnosed with
trek in the sun.
Diagnosed with salmonella typhi.
And it said you had salmonella typhi, and so there was typhoid in your system, and salmonella obviously. There was about 5 or 6 lists. We didn't have any of the parasites, which was good. Just this salmonella typhi. From what I can make out, and people correct me if I'm wrong, the medical people of you, salmonella typhi can develop into typhoid fever if not treated. That's how I understand it. So I said to them, well, look, I've had the same illness, I've just not been quite as bad. So he said, okay, well, we'll give you both the same prescription. So
which is lucky.
Yeah, so we're on antibiotics for 2 weeks. And hopefully it's going to wreck our gut bacteria, but it will hopefully get rid of that salmonella typhi.
So anyway, we were due to stay here for 2 nights. We're now staying here till next Tuesday.
It's Sunday today, because we want to go and see the pyramids.
We
That's the
want
whole
to go
reason we stopped over here. We want to go and see the pyramids. I haven't got there yet.
No. But I have to say, this is a great place to come and stay, to unwind. If you want Wi-Fi, don't come here. The Wi-Fi is pretty pants.
It's okay just for WhatsApp.
It's okay for a bit of browsing. But other than that, it's fantastic. The people are really nice. We've been feeding. Well, we haven't been feeding howler monkeys because actually,
today.
That was today, on the last day. But we were kind of keeping our distance from them because of the bugs that we have or had. Howler monkeys come down from the trees to be fed by the owner. And it's great. You can get right up, as close as we are to the camera.
Little baby. They just literally hang down by your face, and I held the camera. They were trying to catch the camera, but mummy with a little baby. It's so sweet.
Yeah, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning, they start shouting. He starts bellowing across the jungle. It's brilliant.
If you don't know, if you're travelling and you've never heard a howler monkey, and you're in the jungle somewhere, and you hear this guttural roar, a little bit like a lion, but you know it's not a lion, it'll be a howler monkey.
It's a howler monkey.
So really, and there's several families of them dotted around the trees, which feels bizarre to us because we're so near the town. But there's our family that live up in these trees, and then they shout at the family over there, and have this territorial shouting match at 3 in the morning. It's fantastic, absolutely brilliant.
But I've just got to add, last night we were sat in our room, which is a sort of like
yeah.
bamboo shack. It's a bamboo shack, but it's completely covered in mosquito netting.
Yeah.
So whilst there's no windows and it allows the air through and everything else, the mozzies can't get in, which is great actually, because you sit inside, turn a light on, you see moths and things flying around the other side, and occasionally you see a gecko come shooting out from behind the bamboo to
catch the moth.
to catch the moth.
It's absolutely fantastic.
But anyway, last night we were sat there and we were just about to go to bed, and there was this noise, this really quite loud banging noise going on
that's
outside.
what I heard downstairs on the ground the other night, and I couldn't sleep wondering what it was.
So I went outside with the head torch to go and have a look, and on the thatched roof over above the terrace, there was a possum eating, I think it was a gecko. It sounded crunchy enough to have bones in it. I think it was a gecko, and he was not.
Opossum, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was not bothered at all about me shining lights. So I called you out.
Yeah.
And you came out to see him as well. But then climbed back up into the bamboo trees.
Fantastic. The wildlife we've seen here. Huge iguanas.
Yeah, there's big iguanas. There's loads of geckos wandering around and making
big butterflies.
Yes.
Gorgeous big butterflies. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So if you're passing through,
I'll put the link in the video description because it is worth. I really highly recommend this place.
It really is. It's got a nice community room here and what have you. It's it's worth stopping. They've really looked after us as well.
They have. People are very well meaning when you're poorly with things like this, but they just want to keep feeding you and you're thinking, I don't want any food.
No,
nature's way for humans is, let's give you some food, make you feel better, but it's not the case really sometimes.
No, we need to be delicate with our gut bio for the next week or two at least.
Yeah, just unfortunate. I'm sure it won't be the last time. But
no, it won't be the last time.
You know.
But anyone says, travelling is all fun, trust me, there are times when it's not
really
fun.
No. So, not the week we wanted. As we said, we probably would have been in Belize by now, but what a fantastic place to land on your feet ill.
Indeed.
Really, really good.
And you might not want to add this bit to the video, but I found another use for sanitary pads. It's not nice. Well, if you want too much information, I could say about how sanitary pads have a secondary use.
Why not? Got to keep it real.
It's very real.
Poor old Carl at 4 o'clock this morning was just in such a bad way. If he went to sleep, he had no control.
If I dozed off, that was it.
Yeah, and after my little to-do in Los Angeles, I carry a supply of things now, so I said, what about having a sanitary pad? So teased you about Tenement, didn't I?
So I've been walking around in a sanitary pad all day.
But
I have to say, it's proved its worth.
There you go. So it has actually made you feel a little bit more dignified in an undignified way, hasn't it? So totally undignified, but kept your dignity.
It's grim.
Probably how Tenement were invented. How you getting on now, love? Getting on now.
Go on, twirl away.
Oh, I'm trying.
Or just go away.
I could try to twirl today. Twirling. I can't get out because it's too tight away. Hang on, I was just twirling away. I was really happy. The Christmas songs are on. We love a good Christmas song, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Mozzies are out. It's hilarious. Going on a jungle hunt.
jaguar hunt.
Are we? Access to the temple. But they were little, weren't they? Definitely no twirling today, I'm afraid. No twirling, too hot.
Wee bit warm.
Oh my goodness. We've been all week not in air conditioning. They're having a bit of a spring heat wave today and tomorrow. So it's
starting, it's all week, isn't it?
Well, it drops down after tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It does drop down again. Well, it gets up to 36, but positively chilly, isn't it?
36 feels like 45 probably.
Yeah, at the moment it's 40, feels like 100. No, it doesn't feel that hot, but yeah, we are struggling with the heat, but that's, I suppose you get used to it eventually. It's very, very humid.
Anyway,
But
beautiful
anyway,
here.
we've come out because
We are at the Mayan temples
in Palenque.
in Palenque. I'm sure there must be some logical reason for it, but thousands of years apart from each other, the Egyptian civilization built pyramids, and then the Mayan civilization built pyramids. Other civilizations have built pyramids, and yet no one travelled between them.
And they're all very similar.
And they're all very similar.
So what would you say the theory was? It's aliens.
Yeah.
Well, they just popped down, built a pyramid, and then went away again.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what civilizations do. They pop up, they disappear again.
Martians came down.
A bit further than Mars. I don't know, but you look at the structures and they are similar.
Really glad. I mean, we're really struggling with the heat. I think we've had enough now, but we're really, really glad we've come. Just shame it was today, not last week when it should have been in the cooler weather. But
yeah, it's the heat and also antibiotics.
Yeah, struggling a little bit on the antibiotics, to be honest. But it's what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is. We are here, living the dream, baby.
Yeah. No, we are living the dream. But no, really, really interesting place.
Meanwhile, I think we're going to head back and find the bikes.
Oh, I've got to put the bike gear on. Yeah. Paid a man 100 pesos to look after them.
So we'll see
what our £5
there.
got us, shall we?
Did you note though, after we paid him, he disappeared?
Yeah, I looked round when we finished undressing and getting changed. I thought, well, where is he then? He's supposed to be looking after the bike. I think he was just at the guide stall.
At the guide stall, yeah.
So he's probably off doing a guide now.
Probably.
Just paid him 100 pesos. But anyway, hopefully they'll be fine. They'll be fine. We don't want to normally do that sort of thing. We thought, well, why not? why not? So see if our £5 has kept.
Well,
them
there's an
safe.
element of saying, if someone says to you, oh yeah, leave your bike, don't worry, we'll keep an eye on it for you for 100 pesos. If you then refuse to pay, does something then happen to your bike
If the wheel dropped off when you
because
come
you
back.
didn't pay?
I don't think they do that.
No, I don't think so, but you know,
It's us Westerns,
just being,
suspicious minds.
me being cynical.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not too busy today either, which is good. We deliberately, we didn't feel up to it over the weekend, so we waited till today. It's Monday morning today. Glad we did come early, didn't we? But it's now getting on for midday, and it's time to go back
Too hot,
and sit
time
in
to
the
go.
swimming pool. So we shall see you later. No twirling. I'll just go twirl. I'll do the royal wave. He's taking a picture.
I'm taking a picture.
What did you take?
The parasitic cacti.
Oh, well, I'll put that on here now, shall I? To show everybody your parasitic cacti. See that there? A termite's nest. Should we be standing under it? It's probably quite dangerous. Spot of luck. Bikes are still here.
Result, I'd say.